Okay, so this is a story I love to tell. Okay, so there's one day, I went to school and I was in my language arts class, and she said, "Line up against the wall for spelling bee tryouts," and I knew that only meant one thing: public humiliation. It's funny even to tell this story to you guys. Okay, so and I went. This one kid, he spelled the word so wrong, and after that, he's like, "I didn't even use letters. I was using numbers." And he went and sat down. And I always favored that kid because he always tried to purposely get out just so he could do that. And the next kid, he got the word cat, and he went, "K-A-T, I'm out of here." Okay, and then he'd walk past me, and he said, "Just kidding, cat spelled with two T's." Okay, so, and then she came to me, and she's like, "Miranda, what's the I and the E rule?" I and E always? And she's like, "No, Miranda, it's I before E, except after C, or when it sounds an A, like in May, or on a holiday, or a weekday." And we sat down, and we were doing plurals. She said, "Miranda, what's a plural?" And I went, "When you add S to the end of it." She's like, "When, Miranda?" And I'm like, "On weekends and holidays." Okay, and then she's like, "No," and she called on this smart kid in my class. His name is Zavi. She went, "Zavi, what is the plural form of box? Or not box, oxen?" And he's like, "Oxen. The farmer used two oxen to plow the field." Okay, and then she's like, "Miranda," and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "What's the plural form of box?" And I went, "Boxen. I bought two boxen of cheese." And of course, you know me, I was just an idiot, but nobody knew before then. And she's like, "No, Miranda." And she went back to Zavi. "Zavi, what's the plural form of goose?" "Geese. I saw a flock of geese," he said. She's like, "Miranda," and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "What's the plural form of moose?" And I went, "Moosin. The moosin and the woodsin, and the woodsin and the eatsin, and the eatsin and the woodsin and the eatsin and the woodsin and it." And I just kept going on and rambling. And she's like, "No, Miranda," and I'm like, "I'm not done yet." And I went, "And the moosin and the eatsin and the eatsin and the grass and the grass and the eatins and the goods for you." And she's like, "No, Miranda, you're an imbecile." And I went, "Imbecile. Imbecilin." She's like, "Miranda, are you speaking German?" And I went, Jermaine Jackson." And she's like, "No." And the bell rang. And she laid her head down on her desk because she was done dealing with us. And I put a sign on her desk that said "Wasted" from GTA 5. And the next day it was the science fair. And I had 9 months to put this thing together. And I didn't do any of it. Just to find out that the students' parents did it for them. And she's like, "I put myself in a box." And I put myself in front of my parents' room. And my mom, she opened the door. And she looked in the box. And she's like, "Miranda, what are you doing in the box?" And I said, "I'm in a boxing." Okay. And then we went to school. And you know how you're scared because you go in and you got nothing good? Well, I went in there and I found out that this kid built a volcano. And he couldn't even zip up his own pants. And she's like, "What you got there, Miranda?" And I'm like, "A cup of dirt. Just give me an F and move on so I can go home." When she's like, "Well, explain it." And I'm like, "Well, it's a paper cup full of dirt. Just move on already, okay? Bye." And she's like, she's moving on this one kid. This one kid, she built an ecosystem for 27 months in a row. Because we had one like almost every month. A science fair almost every month. And she's like, and that one's a unicorn. And the teacher's like, okay, what are the rest of these? And she's like, that one's a unicorn. It's a unicorn. And she's like, okay, Miranda, calm down. She's like, I need to go. And ever since then, my teachers and I always had a funny thing with the word boxen. And as you can see, Joey has a funny word. He laughs when I say the word boxen. But I had to get that story off my chest to you guys. Love you guys always. And as always, it's Melee the Master checking in, now checking out. Bye-bye.